Currently, in the globalized world, we constantly hear the word macroeconomics, the concept that surrounds it, how it measures and how it affects the growth of the country. However, do we know thoroughly? In this video, you will know everything about macroeconomics.
Let's define what a macroeconomic is. According to the World Bank, macroeconomic is the branch of economics that studies the behavior and performance of an economy as a whole. It focuses on the aggregate changes in the economy, such as unemployment, growth rate, gross domestic product, and inflation.
It was in 1936 John Maynard Keynes published his general theory of employment. In it, the author expresses how it is that a fiscal and monetary policy could be factors that will help us to control depressions. But before going into details, what does a macroeconomic policy mean?
Economic policies are those that affect the country or region since they work in the monetary, trade, fiscal, and exchange regime. Has three principal objectives: to raise the level of production, to decrease unemployment, to control inflation.
Today, there is a fiscal policy that is responsible for the economy, and monetary policy, and is responsible for controlling the money supply. This policy, to work properly, have specific tools. The fiscal policy has taxes, transfer payments, and government spending, and monetary policy has treasury bond circulation, changes in discount rate, and changes in banks' reserve requirements.
The Bank of Mexico is an autonomous authority. It's a central bank of the Mexican country. This was founded by decree as an incorporated company on August 25, 1925 by President Plutarco Elías Calles.
The Mexican government is responsible for determining fiscal policy in Mexico. It is structured by three levels: the federal union, the state government, and the municipal government.
The Mexican fiscal and monetary policy works through aggregate demand, AD. This is a macroeconomic concept that represents the total demand for goods and services in an economy.
The role and impact of international economic institutions is the decision process in which the part must be completed, so that the other macroeconomic policies are also completed. When the decision is made, institutions evaluate the problem, in which they look for more information and new alternatives. After having evaluated the best alternative, they elaborate the plan of action and they make the decision.
The functions of the executive and legislative branches in fiscal policy are simple. The executive proposes and the legislative disposes. As for the possibility of government, that means resources. The macroeconomic indicators in Mexico are the following: gross domestic product, inflation, the national consumer price index, interest rate, unemployment rate, balance of payments, country of risk.
Since 1917, Mexico has had 7 economic models. Everything started after the revolution with Cárdenas' nationalistic approach and incorporation of the working class into political mobilization. Later, we encountered Miguel Alemán's proposal to prioritize industrialization in the nation's economic activities. During Adolfo López Mateo's term, foreign investment and public expenditures became a main focus. Years later, President Echeverría concentrated on external financial aid from the capitalist and socialist branches. In 1976, José López Portillo suggested enhancing internal trade and the oil market. Finally, Miguel de la Madrid implemented a plan based on economic liberalism and open trade. Our current model is a sum of history and corresponds to a mixed economy, which follows the principles of internal and open markets.
Two ideologies that explain the structure and function of the current Mexico economic model, which are its market economy, both centralized and open, and has neoliberal perspective.
The structure of the Mexican economic model in respect of human rights and the search for social justice impacting our economy, because there are basically 3 ideologies of economic models that Mexico is following, and the objective is for the 3 of them to coexist as good as possible. By creating and evaluating the planning of the economy, we have the influence of countries with a socialist orientation in which individual rights, freedom of expression, and so many others are respected as well.